I want to explain to you how to sell your coaching services. The thing is that when you have a coaching business, whether you are doing offline coaching or online coaching, at some point you got to really think about how to really sell your coaching services, especially if you are trying to scale big time. Okay, so here are the facts I want you to really pay attention to. When it comes to actually selling your coaching services, a very important masterclass element is the niche. You have to really start with the geography where you are at, but more importantly, the niche that you want to really go after. Okay, so the niche is going to really help you big time in terms of scaling, in terms of actually diversifying, but also in terms of let's say tweaking your offer as you actually grow as you go along. Okay, so the niche will always give you a feedback about what works, what doesn't work, and the kind of strategies and tips to really put in place to make sure you are satisfying the needs and desires of that particular niche. So niche is really where it's at. This is where it really starts at. So let me give you the selling tips you need to pay attention to here. Selling tip number one, you want to get potential clients on a call. Okay, always try to really start with having a call like a phone conversation. This can be a cold call. It can be also a warm call. It really depends on your marketing strategy, but you want to really make sure that you are able to you're able to really have your storytelling fleshed out when you're talking to somebody on the phone. Okay, especially if you are going after a certain niche. Now, certain niches will love. I mean, certain niche audience, certain audiences will love to talk to you face to face, but certain audiences are comfortable actually having a conversation with you on the phone. But one thing for sure, storytelling on the phone is way more important than trying to do things let's say remotely. Okay, so get potential clients on a call and have a conversation with them about what their needs are. See, it's not about you trying to really close a sale. It's about you actually solving a problem, bringing a solution. Okay, you want to understand your potential clients' pain points, so you have a clear idea about what you can do to solve that pain point. And if you can do a good job at solving that pain point, you would have won that client for a long time. So that's really important. Let me give you a selling tip number two. So if you are trying to really scale your coaching business, a masterclass point here is you want to lead with emotion. You want to close with logic. Okay, so sort of continuing on the storytelling train that I started talking to you about a little earlier. When you actually connect with a client at a deep emotional level, you are able to sell everything. You're able to sell anything. Okay, it's really important to understand what the person's wants, what kind of transformation the person wants, what kind of transformation the client wants. Okay, because as a coach, you are first and foremost, you are a guide. You are basically a mentor, if you will. You are someone who brings solution, but you have to understand that some solutions can only work if you understand the psychology that drives the person. Okay, so this tip is really important. Maybe you've heard it before that people buy on emotion, and if you haven't, now you definitely have. Okay, but that's not the whole picture. People buy on emotion, but they justify that purchase with facts, and this is backed by neuroscience, by the way. So this is important. So you want to understand that selling with emotion really is the most effective way to sell coaching and consulting services. Now, how do you lead with emotion? Basically, the thing is here is that you have to understand that people are buying something based on, let's say, an underlying reason. And the thing is, you have to really understand that underlying reason. Okay, so whatever that hot button is, both the pain and the dream, you really need to speak to that in your sales conversation. So in your storytelling, when you get that potential clients on the phone, you want to really zero in on that, or even on your sales page. Okay, if it's the same process. That's not all though. How do you close with logic? Once someone is excited and ready to buy, you have to be able to help them justify the purchase with the facts. What does that look like? Well, you got to share the value and the outcome of your offer, and help your potential client relate to that value of the investment, so that they can think the ROI, the return on investment, is really positive for that particular investment, if you will. Okay, so that's important. Selling tip number three: you want to have a conversation. Don't try to close the sale. You have somebody on the phone, try to have a conversation. Don't try to really be a salesy. Don't try to be pushy. Have a conversation. Understand the person. Hear the person. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue where you hear the other person, you hear the pain points, and most importantly, you are bringing concrete solutions, concrete remedies, concrete solutions for those pain points. Selling tip number 4. If you are trying to really scale your coaching business, you need to talk about the money with confidence. See, the whole thing is that a lot of coaches are kind of scared about talking about cash. But see, the thing is, cash is good. Cash is a good thing, and cash is going to help you scale your business. Cash is going to help you be more financially independent, and also so that you can have more time to devote to your life, to your family, but also to your coaching business. So money is not a bad thing, okay? So you want to talk about the money, your coaching price, your coaching packages with confidence. Be confident. You want to really you want to have a conversation confidently. Why? Because the thing is that you want to really explain to the prospects what kind of value you are offering. That's really important. What kind of value are you offering? Okay, that's important from a scalability point of view, especially if you are trying to really sell multiple coaching packages, multiple coaching sessions. Okay, that's important. So talk about the money with confidence. You always want to tie it to the value you're bringing, the transformation you are bringing to the prospect's life. Okay, if you can really do a good job at tying the money equation to the value you are bringing, you are going to win all the time. Next, you want to make sure you are painting the vision. See, the whole thing is you want to really paint the vision in the mind of your prospect so that you can really sort of make him or her not dream, but really have let's say a realistic dream, if you will. Because the whole thing is if you want to really sell if you want to sell any kind of coaching packages, don't sell the product itself. Don't sell the service itself. Don't sell the process itself. Sell the vision. Sell the tomorrow. Don't sell the today. Sell the tomorrow. And what kind of transformation, what kind of processes you are putting in place to actually make that transformation a reality. But most importantly, you want to explain to the prospects why that transformation is what he or she really wants, or what kind of positive changes that transformation is going to bring into the clients, the prospective client's life. Okay, if you can paint that vision, if you can really explain to the client in a very positive manner, then you would have won that client over. And this is really easier than you probably thought. Let me give you a few scaling tips here. So basically, how do you sell your coaching services? And I'll give you a few selling tips. Now let's talk about scaling tips. Now, the first scaling tip I want you to really understand here is referral programs. Okay, so you want to set up a referral rewards program. Setting up a referral rewards program, often referred to as an affiliate program, can make it easier for your current clients or network partners to refer business to you. So offering a financial reward encourages them to spread the word about your coaching services. So that's important, okay? It's one of those things where you are able to get things done faster. And so what are the pros and cons of this technique here? Well, the pros first, it is a great alternative to paid advertising. It helps you formalize your networking and relationship building, and it can be an effective way to get more referrals quickly. On the flip side, typically you must pay affiliates 20 to 50% of your total program cost. Solid tech is needed to track commissions effectively, and network partners should align with your company's ethics and values. Next, you want to really publish a blog. If you are trying to sell your coaching services, publish a blog. So basically, people who are saying blogs are dead, they just have no idea what's happening, okay? They have no idea. They are totally wrong. If you follow some of the top coaches online today, you will find that many are constantly posting and sharing content on their blogs. Not only does blogging keep your website fresh and active, but also gives potential clients a chance to get to know you before investing in your services. So there are many excellent coaching blogs. You have also live coaching blogs, business coaching blogs, sales coaching blogs, okay? That's important. So you can check them out for inspiration on how to blog your way to more sales. Let me give you the pros and cons when it comes to coaching here for blogging, okay? Pros is very easy to set up, even if you like technical skills. You can attract potential clients over time as your popularity grows. It's a great way to showcase your expertise on topics related to coaching. On the flip side, it can take time to build a following. You must write regularly to keep the blog updated and engaging. And like anything else in business, your blog needs a good promotion and SEO strategy. If you are trying to sell your coaching services, I want you to think about hosting training in existing online groups. Online communities are all the rage, okay? And those who run them are always looking for engaging content to share with their members. Consider hosting an online training session or workshop series within those communities. What are the pros and cons here? Well, the pros for this technique: the group leader endorsement adds instant trust and credibility. It's typically a low-pressure, non-salesy environment, and the level of engagement, interest, and interaction from participants is really high, because this is really a niche-down opportunity, really. The minuses for this scenario: it can be challenging to attract the eye of aligned partners. Your speaking and leadership skills need to be refined, and you need a way for folks to easily find you after the training. You can also host a live event. So in the same vein of networking, you can also make a splash through a live event. The cool thing is those events should be 3 to 5 days long. This could include a virtual challenge, a workshop hosted on a social media platform, or a private Zoom webinar. The key here is to really host a training over multiple days for a minimum of 60 minutes every single day. So hosting it over multiple days builds trust and rapport without overwhelming the audience. So you want to give, for instance, your audience valuable information in the first 1 or 2 days of the event, okay? And that's how you really establish credibility. That's how you establish thought leadership. That's how you establish accountability, and that's how you establish actually reliability too. Then you can invite the audience to join your training directly or book a sales call. So that's important. If you're not sure where to begin, you can attend a competitor's live event and take notes. Hosting a live event is not for everyone, but extroverts typically thrive in this environment. What are the pros and cons here? The pros: it's a great way to gain exposure and make a splash. If you are running paid ads, the cost of getting someone to sign up for a live training is actually less than the cost of getting someone to download a recorded training. You will see a higher conversion to sales. The cons: if you organize the events yourself, it requires a lot of extra time and effort. It may actually take multiple events to get the desired conversions. It requires also dozens of emails, including intro, reminder, and sales sequence. So it's one of those things where you have to think about it beforehand. If you want to sell your coaching services, I want you to really think about writing a book this year. If you are, and again, the cool thing about writing a book is that it doesn't matter the kind of coaching niche you are focused on. Every niche is actually pretty adaptable to book writing, okay? The market is there. Folks are interested to read more about the topic. Of course, you have to make sure that the market is decent enough. The niche is big enough for you to really make a living out of it, to monetize it, okay? So one of the best ways to draw attention to your services, to your coaching services, is to actually become a trusted voice of authority in your field. This sort of goes back to what I said a little earlier about thought leadership. When I talk about you getting credibility, okay, you actually becoming an expert in your field. So a well-written book can greatly boost your credibility while demonstrating your expertise quickly and effectively, okay? So when you write a book, you are able to increase your brand's credibility, attract the attention of a highly rated podcast, and help you obtain high-profile speaking engagements. So that's really cool from a flexibility point of view, but also a scalability point of view. In addition, you are able to decrease your company's sales cycle from several months to 2 to 4 weeks. So that's really good, okay? And if you're not sure if you're ready for this big step, you want to search for podcasts and blogs on this topic and follow other coaches who have written a book. Just make sure that whatever you write on, you are pretty comfortable with it, with the topic, okay? What are the pros and cons of this approach here? The pluses: you will gain instant credibility if the book is well written. It's a great way to build client trust and rapport. And also, it is a powerful lead magnet to sell your coaching services. Okay, that's important. On the flip side, the minuses include the fact that researching, writing, and editing a book is time consuming. The cost to self-publish ranges from a few $1,000s to as much as $50,000 for full step-by-step support. Okay, so think about the cost. Also, you are unlikely to make money from the sales of the book itself. Okay, it's more the credibility. It's more the reputation. Okay, the positive reputation, really. So if you want to sell your coaching services, let me give you a few extras here. You want to write yourself a sales manifesto. It's one of those things where you want to have a vision, okay? You want to have a vision where you want to really tell yourself where you see yourself, let's say 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now. That's your vision. That's your sales manifesto. And it has to guide your coaching services. You also want to price your packages well. Don't try to underprice or overprice. Otherwise, you can't sell at all, okay? You want to practice your pitch. Whatever you have, whatever you go to a networking event or you go into a podcast, you go into whatever, you have to really have a pitch. And that pitch has to have a CTA, a call to action at the end. And you want to practice this pitch because you might have to really say it multiple times to multiple audiences, okay? And you also want to get consent before you sell. So when you go to a community, when you go to a podcast, when you go to whatever live event you have, okay, you want to make sure that you are actually getting consent before you start selling. Otherwise, you are going to really see things backfire on you big time. Okay, so the way you are asking a person's consent before you start to tell them about your offer, you just want to really have a good storytelling process in place. You also want to get your energy in the right place. In other words, your energy, your vision, your mindset should be all aligned to making sure you can sell your coaching services properly, okay? And also, you need to keep a kind words file. In other words, you probably have received positive testimonies from clients, past and present. And so if you really have, if you want to really maybe put that, because selling your coaching services can be a challenging process. And sometimes you have to remind yourself of how far you have come, of the good things you have done, people you have helped, and how you can really look back and say, you know what, I can still do better. I'm so proud of what I've done, but I know I can do better. So you got to really, it's not about patting yourself on the back, okay? You're not trying to really you're not trying to become cocky all of a sudden, but you just want to make sure that this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So sometimes you might, on bad days, you want to remind yourself that tomorrow will be a better day and that there were better days in the past. Okay. So that's important from a context point of view too, for you to contextualize the whole, let's say the challenges you are going through. In conclusion, to this conversation, I spoke to you about how to sell your coaching services. I'll give you the facts, the selling tips, the scaling tips, the extras, and now the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.